Communication, navigation and surveillance are standard parlance in air traffic management. The International Civil Aviation Organization establishes standards to keep air travel safe as air traffic controllers battle crowded airspace. Managing the airspace is a subject of interest on the program, and we also bring you the experience of passengers who take a virtual flight in Japan. A warm welcome to Aviation this week on Channels Television. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi.
The airspace is the portion of the atmosphere controlled by a country above its territory, including its territorial waters and any specific three-dimensional portion of the atmosphere. Most countries have two types of airspace. A controlled airspace exists where it is deemed necessary that air traffic control has some form of positive executive control over aircraft flying in that airspace. However, air traffic control does not necessarily control traffic operating under visual flight rules within this airspace. An uncontrolled airspace is one in which air traffic control does not have authority, although it may act in an advisory manner. Airspace may also be subdivided into a variety of areas and zones, including those where there are either restrictions on flying activities or complete prohibition of flying activities. Here in Nigeria, air traffic management rests on the shoulders of the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. The current air traffic control system relies heavily on voice communications between air traffic controllers and pilots. Voice communications are used to relay instructions and other information essential to safe and expeditious flight for coordination of aircraft movement, protection of aircraft separation, advisories, clearances, and weather services. In modern air traffic management, the term communication, navigation, and surveillance is key. So, what exactly is communication and navigation?
This VR is very high omnidirectional radio range, which aircraft picks to find its direction. It radiates 360 degrees, which aircraft picks to find its bearing to wherever the aircraft is going. It is very, very important because it shows you the bearing to and fro. When aircraft picks it, you turn to the VR of any station you are going to. It shows going and then coming. You know exactly where you are going and where you are coming from. The pilot calls them and tells them where they are coming from. That is shown on the scope.
The most critical technology elements of the new environment are satellite-based navigation, increased use of data links rather than voice for pilot-controller communication, and improved surveillance. In addition to modern methods, navigational aids still remain a critical part of air traffic management both in the air and on ground. Navigational aid is the window through which pilots navigate a route and shoot approaches to the desired destination in day-to-day blind flying operations. In simple words, it's defined as any sort of marker which aids the traveler in navigation. Common types of such aids include instrument landing systems.
This equipment has a function that has to do with DME. There's an equipment inside this shelter called DME, Distant Measuring Equipment. The glass globe is located with this equipment. The function of that DME is to give the slant distance from where you can get the aircraft can tune with the glass globe and know its position, probably to the airport.
Away from these, civil navigation requirements continue to evolve, as most recently evidenced as performance-based navigation is now the new order.